Alright, so welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the backlighting in your HVAC controls in your 2003 to 2008 Honda Pilot. So in my case, this is my 2005 Pilot. You can see it has the automatic temperature controls. And the problem that I'm having is we just recently purchased the vehicle. It is used. It is a 2005, so it's pretty old now. And this part lights up. When we turn on the headlights, the backlighting for the screen lights up, but none of the buttons light up. So at night, when it's dark, you can't tell what button you're pushing. On another note, really annoying fun fact, so the steering wheel buttons on these first generation Pilots do not light up. They really look like they should, but if you look close, the letters are just painted on there. So at night when you're fumbling around trying to get your cruise control on, you just have to memorize that, because Honda apparently didn't think it was important to light these up. Alright, so back to this. So we're going to have to remove some trim to get to the screws necessary to pull this stuff out. Alright, so what you'll need to get this out is an 8mm socket. In my case, I'm using my little impact. You can use just a socket set, Phillips head, and some trim removal tools. Alright, so to get this out, the first thing we need to do is to remove these gray plastic pieces on both sides. So you have to be careful because we don't want to damage anything. But what we want to do is get it back behind here. See, like that. And just popped it loose. You can see there's just some metal clips that are holding that in place. So put in a little groove here. Okay. So now that we've got those off, it reveals some Phillips head screws. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we will take out, and that will remove all of this plastic, including like the not ashtray thing here. Just kind of work it loose. It is kind of clipped in underneath in the back. Alright, let's see. So just pull that down enough out of the way. Got some wiring there. Okay, so now what we need to do is remove the 4 8mm bolts that are securing this whole unit in. Now you can see that this whole unit is loose. Alright, so to get this unit itself out of the bracket, all we need to do is remove a Phillips head screw from both sides. So I just want to kind of work it out of the brackets. There's a little tray. You might have a CD changer there. Now we'll just remove the 2 wiring harnesses. Like that. And now we can take it inside on the workbench, where it'll make it a little bit easier to show you what's going on. Alright, so to complete this step, I got a couple smaller flatheads and a small Phillips head. So on the back, there's these 4 Phillips head screws. Okay, so once we have those out, we have to release these little clips. That's where you want to take your small screwdriver. Just be careful and just kind of pry it like that. So we've got that off. This little circuit board here, just kind of lift up and out of the way. You just be really careful with that. not to damage anything. And this will reveal these are actually the back of the bulbs. Okay, so depending on what is wrong with the unit will depend on what bulbs you need. So this right here is the Honda part number for the 6 illumination bulbs that light up, in my case, what is burnout, which is all of the buttons. And here's what they look like. You can see it's got a longer base. But then there's also a different bulb that's for the backlight for the actual screen. Now in my case, those bulbs did not burn out, but since I have it opened, I'm going to go ahead and replace them anyway. They're a shorter looking bulb with a wider base, and here's the part number for them. This is their 8 volt 75 milliamps, which I'm not really sure how that is. These say 14 volt 40 milliamps. Alternatively, instead of buying the Honda parts, you can just buy the bulbs with wires that extend down into the base. And if you look close, it's hard to see on here, the wires just bend. I'll show you one of the ones that I take out. So to take these out, you just take a little flat blade screwdriver and turn it counterclockwise. You can see the bulb will just come right out. If we get a hold of it, see, here's one of the old ones. And the wires just come up and wrap around. So you can just buy the little bulb and then unwrap this and pull it out of this little assembly and then rewrap it yourself. It just depends on, I guess, how cheap you are, because you know, for what these are, I guess they are kind of expensive. It's definitely good to buy them online from the lowest price online parts seller you can find. I'll leave a link to where, you know, I bought them or where you could buy them. But feel free to use the part numbers that I gave you to try to find the best price. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove all 6 of these little ones first. There's the 6 smaller ones. The bigger ones are the exact same thing. Alright, so now just a matter of putting the new ones in. The polarity doesn't matter since they're just regular old incandescent style bulbs. You just get it to where it fits down in the contacts and turn it clockwise. And it might even help to use a screwdriver tip that has, it's a little bit bigger, that really takes up the full size there, because you do have to put a little bit of torque on these to get them to spin into place. So you don't want to strip out the plastic. So that way when we're turning it in, and then we'll put the bigger bulbs in. Alright, so that's all the bulbs. So then everything is just the reverse removal. Sure that none of the wires are pinched or anything. Take our cover, put it back on, snap it in place. Now I can put our 4 little Phillips head screws back in and go reinstall it in the car and test it out. Alright, I got everything installed and back in, and I can tell they work just by, you know, putting my hand over it. But we'll check it real quick at night just to make sure everything looks good. That pretty much wraps it up. Alright, so here we are at night, all lit up like we should be. Our 2003 to 5 has this blue backlighting. There'll be a white backlighting on the 06 to 08 model. Alright, so again, I'll have links in the description to the parts you can use to fix this. If you don't want to use the Honda, you want to save a little bit, Dorman also makes bulbs. I'll try to link you to the right ones in there. Some of the information on Amazon is actually incorrect. So I will leave the part numbers in the description, links in the description. For the bulbs, you'll need to do this same fix. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe for more, and until next time, we'll see you later.